In this video, I'm going to show you what I mean by memory safety and what I was trying to accomplish and what I had accomplished to stop it from actually making it happen. So, a lot of people were talking about memory safety, and I'm going to show you what it means. If I wanted to create the word memory underscore, actually, I don't have to do that. Safety. Okay. It's going to put an underscore right here for me, but I'm just going to type in memory instead, just to make it simple. Okay, so I want to type in memory. And before I do that, I want to just show you something. On this list, the word memory is not at the bottom. You see at the bottom, the word memory is not there. If if I go to the index and I type in memory, it's not there. Okay, so I'm going to put the word into my database. I click enter. If I scroll down, the word memory is there. The page with the template is there. I can search it in my database, etc. Okay, so we'll go here, it's there, everything's there. Okay. Now, the part where we're talking about memory safety is in order for me to send that data to my database, in order for it to be there, it has to hit a certain page, an action page. So many of you know what the action page is. So the page I'm on at that time to do this is browser. So this is where I'm actually at. And the action page is index.php. See, it's index.php. If I go to index.php, this is where I have to worry about memory safety. Okay. You see where it says right here? A lot of you know what this means. You see what that says? Okay. All developers know what the fuck that means. It means that when it opens my JSON file, it will delete one line. See it? It will delete one line, the size of one line from this file. See it? From this file, it will delete one line. If I go to this page right here, it will delete one line. See it? Okay? So that's why they say it's not memory safe. So let's go here and look at mine. I'm gonna go to this page. Okay, you see index.php at the top? I'm gonna click enter. Now, in reality, this should be broken, in which it is. See, my database is broken right there, right? It won't work no more. And if I go to the home page, it's broken. You see it? It's broken. But here's the backup plan to fix it. Now, if I type in the word safety or memory safe, if I type in safe, it should work, and it does. Look, see, it's safe. Right now, if I go back to my Springly, it's back. It's safe. See? Now, you see how I just rebooted everything? The reason that it did that was because of this reason right here. In order for me to understand what you mean by memory safety was this. Okay, so many of you don't know what this is, but this is where we have what we call a correct answer or an incorrect answer for a label. Okay, so if I go over here to the page where you're supposed to put this information in, right? I have a label that's here. You see this label? It's no script. You can't see it. See, it's not there. There's no script. Okay. This label, it says that when input comes from this form, right? That this label should follow right here. And if it doesn't, this page should display, you see the results, that it's incorrect. You understand? People's like, right. So, in order to make it memory safety, or excuse me, memory safe, what I did was I put the label there, and then I made it where they have to click on that in order to get it back going. So, if it was broken at that moment, if the database memory, if it broke, it would be able to fix itself. So I understand what you mean by memory safety, but what I'm doing is I'm not worried about memory safe right now. I figured out a way to bypass all of that because if you think that you can't do it, then you will never figure out how to do it. And remember, it deletes one line from the log, and I'll show you what I mean by it deletes one line. Okay, so the file that it was calling was this one. It would delete this line. See it? It would delete that one line. But if I didn't have the memory safety on it, it would keep deleting all of this, and eventually this whole menu would disappear because it deleted the whole entire menu. The files would still exist. So all of the files and other things that it doesn't have access to would exist. But the menu would completely be erased. So what you're trying to say is you want to have memory safety on it. The only way to put memory safety on it is to label it a certain way in your actions. See it? I put it right at the top. If that comes across, then it gives the correct answer. If it gives the incorrect answer, then it's broken. You show the results. Now, most people are like, what does it look like? Well, I've got this header on here. After an action happens, after the user sends the data through the input box, I have them reroute it to the index page or the browser page. If I hash that out just to show you what it looks like, if the person visited this page, if I didn't have that redirect them after they put their input in, if I hash it out and I show you what it looks like, it would say warning, undefined array key, secure form answer in the private on this specific page. Now it says the correct answer if it was one, or if it was the correct answer, it would go ahead and do whatever it was going to do. Now, if I go back here and we go back to the home page here, close that. You see how it's broken? People's like, right. Well, it's broken because they got the wrong answer. But if I put the right answer in which it's not going to take me to the next page, by the way. Let's put the word time in. I haven't put the word time in. Okay, so now it's going to tell me I have, well, probably the wrong answer, right? All right, so let's go back here again. It's back fixed. You see how it's back fixed? Now, like I said before, it's got a memory safety on it, and it works. And that's how I put the memory safety on it. Now, some people's like, but it still breaks. It breaks, but it refixes itself. So even though you're saying that it's broken, all you got to do is just go to the top of the page. Hold on, close this out. I just put that on there. Go to the top of the page right here and create a word. Now, I wonder, I have to go back into my my template now and figure out whether or not that label's in my template. So I'm going to go back here, and I have a template here that writes out the next page. Well, let's go see here. Does it have a template for it? And sure enough, it doesn't. When they put this in there, the input value is not sent. You see it? So I can understand what you mean by, oh, that's broken and we can't send it through here. So what I'll do here is I'll go back here, and where's this at? Input ID is secure form human, secure form human. So I go back here, and what's the ID for this one? The ID is input, right? So what I do is I paste that there because the input ID is that. Let me make sure I'm putting it in the right place here. Input ID, form action. Okay, now I have to also put a name and an empty value in this right here. Now, this is the hard part about understanding what I'm doing here. For many of you who don't realize what I'm doing here. So I have to put this no script in here And I have to go up there and do that too. But I'm just going to show you how it's backwards compatibility and understand what I'm doing. Okay, so below, right before the form ends, this is in there. So I got to go in here. Where's this? The form ends right here. What you're actually watching me write, by the way, for a lot of you who don't understand like what I'm writing here, is a computer language that no one really writes like that. Okay, no one's gonna write like this. You're not gonna see anybody writing like this. So for a lot of you watching me write this right now, it's probably confusing because you're like, what are these dots? What do they mean? And why are you writing it like this? There's a reason I'm writing it like this is because I'm sending it through. It's a template, so that's what it's going to end up looking like. Okay, so that goes right there. Goes there. Goes there. That goes there. And you gotta remember, this is not easy to write either because it can get confusing and all messed up. Which one is that? That's this one. I'm gonna let you watch me write this a certain way. A lot of people, they would never understand what I'm doing. It's really hard to write. This is the kind of code that could really drive you out of your mind after a while. What's another one here? I have to go back. Save that. Anytime I'm doing anything, I always make backups for things I'm doing. All right. The reason that this is so fucking hard is because of a few things I'm doing right now. But copy that out of there. Let me make sure there is. Is there a name already in here? Name equals title. Okay, I can change that to this. Paste that there. We don't need an actual value there right now. Okay. So now when I create a new page, all right, let's go here. Let's just make sure. Core. I'll just put core there. Core already existed. Great. All right. So since the word core already existed, this would be the new page right here. But that's not the new page. Let me refresh this. Oh, go to index and refresh. Okay, so since core already existed, it's not going to do that. So I'm going to put a new word on here. Since. Okay, the word since is on there. Now I'm going to go back here, make sure that it went through there since. Where is that? Now, when I look on here, you see that secure form answers there. Type answer form. No script. You see where everything I put, it sent it through the template. So now all of that's in the template. I don't have to do that no more. Now what I'm going to do here is, remember I told you it messes up when I do this? So what I'm going to do here is, let's hash this out. If I comment this out, save. I'm going to visit this page, which messes up everything. And you see how it's all messed up? Now, instead of going to this box to fix it, I'm going to go to the word since. I just created to make sure it works. I spelled that right? Let me just make sure. Yeah, it works. All right. So now I'm going to create another word from this page specifically because I just uploaded it to make sure that it works. All right. So this is to just double check to make sure everything works. All right. So let's put the word coin in. Okay. Now when I open it, voila. Yep, it works. So now just think about that. You see how I've used it now to where instead of you using just this box to fix it, now every new box that's ever created can fix it also. So basically, if you're stuck on this page when it breaks, you can use this box also to fix the database. Now, most people are just like, well, what do you mean by database? Okay, so for people who don't understand how I built this database, okay, it's an unlisted list. So many of you know what a UL is, right? Matter of fact, I think I have a definition up here of a UL. A UL is an unordered list. See it? Unordered list. Okay. And on this unordered list, I can put certain things on here. So if you look at that, I could put directories to where they go to, like certain pages that go to, like, an actual database folder. So all of these files are being created by the index.php. You see it? With a template. So what it does is it opens up index.html. It writes the unlisted link on there. See the unlisted link? And the class equals handle, which handle is what is handling everything that you're seeing here. See, handle can replace, write, open. See, handle. Well, when you make the class of this li object or this link or this link that's on this unlisted link, unordered list. This link on this unordered list has the class of handle, which is literally a function. And then on the page that it creates for that link. So it's not only just doing that, but it's creating the value inside of the folder of the input data that the person is doing as an HTML. And on this folder it has what we call a template. This template is also connected to the sidebar menu, which is a JSON file. This also is connected to, what we call a way to track words that are created in what we call visual data or three-dimensional visual data, or a game, what you want to call. And this is the database right here. See the database? So people who do JavaScript and everything, you're like, well, what can I do with that? You can do a lot of things with it. You just got to think. But that's mainly how I got this database running. Also, the database is also running because of opacity. So the opacity changes with each search. When you actually search in my database, you will notice that everything will disappear. If it doesn't exist, it disappears. But if it exists, it will appear. See it? Now, with the opacity there, this allows it to not think or not search for or not show what you're not looking for. This in itself, the memory safety has nothing to do with that. So for people going, what about the opacity or these other functions in the background? It has nothing to do with the actual action file writing things down. So when you're saying, oh, it's not writing this down for us and showing it up, that's what you're talking about. You're talking about a user not supposed to be on a file, which that means that they would have to break the link like this. They would have to know what that action file is. For this website that I'm building, the action file was index.php. The language that's on that index.php file, the file is not protected from the public for a reason. So, of course, it's going to delete that one line every time somebody visits it. People say, but you lose data. I don't lose anything. You don't lose anything. All you got to do is add the answer so that the function it makes an exception to it. Another one is pass that exception on down to the childs that are below it. So, like just now, you watched me update this one. Usually, you would have to go here to create or to fix the database. Now you can just go here. You just watch me fix it. Other than that, there's other ways that you can work on what we call memory safety or memory safe language. And you can make your language memory safe. You don't have to use another language to make your language memory safe. You can actually teach your robot how to make the memory safe. There is a way to do it. You just have to think of a way to do it.